Factors influencing development. We have seen that development is a gradual and a continuous process, and in this video we will see the factors that influence the development of human beings. There are several factors that influence the growth and development. Some factors are already been determined and the other factors will continue to play a role throughout the developmental years. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe the channel. Thank you. So, the major factors that influence the human growth and development are heredity, environment, hormones, nutrition, and gender. Each of these factors we will see in detail. Heredity. The genes. It determines many of the physical and sometimes behavioral development that occur in your life. For example, certain things like height, weight, facial features, your shape, intelligence, the eye color or the hair color, etc. are heavily influenced by your genes. All these characteristics are passed on to you from your parents. That is why sometimes you are a lookalike of your parents. So genes influence your growth and development. Then chromosomes. It determines whether the fetus or the embryo it develops into a girl or a boy. That is determined by the XX chromosome or the XY chromosome. And this chromosome influences the body characteristics from the birth, and it influences the development of sexual reproduction and the characteristics. And it happens during the puberty. The genes that you get from your parents, it influences your race also. And the race influence your growth and development. Different races like Asians are there, Europeans are there, Africans are there. They all vary in size and body characteristics. The skin color, the eye color, the hair color and style, everything is different in different races. For example, the Asians have smaller body stature and structure. Europeans will be taller. The Africans will be taller and they have a larger body size. And the Africans, their hair is also very curly, and that is not the case with the Europeans or the Asians. And also certain disease and conditions like heart disease, diabetes, obesity, etc. can also be passed through the genes and thereby affecting the growth and development of the child in an adverse manner. So the characteristic like intelligence or the height, weight, etc. that is passed from the parents to the kid, it will influence the growth and development. The same way, the disease or the conditions that also can be passed through the genes and it will affect the child adversely. So heredity is one factor that influences the development. Then comes environment. Internal environment is there and external environment is there. The internal body environment is the environment inside of the uterus before your birth. The hormones affect both. The hormones are chemical messengers and it makes the body start or stop doing something. So it initiates the body functions. These chemical messengers are the hormones. And presence of certain hormones in the mother. For example, the cortisol or the insulin, it plays a key role in the baby's birth weight and growth. The amount of hormones, like the growth hormone, helps to determine how big and fast a child will grow. Then, after birth, the external environment plays a role, or it influences the growth and development. This includes the physical surroundings and geographical conditions like the area where you are living in, the air, the water quality, the climate of that place, etc. Then the social environment, the place where you live in, the education level or the economic status of the people in your society that influence your development. Then the relationships with family and peers. It is easy to understand that a well-nurtured child, they does better than a deprived one. If all the internal and the external environment are good, then the child will develop into a better person. The environment children are constantly immersed in contribute to their development. A good school and a loving family, it builds in children a strong social and interpersonal skills, and it enables them to excel in other areas such as academics and extracurricular activities. And this will be different for children who are raised in a stressful environment. So, a good environment helps a better development of a child. So, this is an influencing factor of development. Hormones. We have studied the endocrine system in the previous chapter. So, this endocrine system consists of different glands, and these glands secretes hormones into our body, and these hormones control the body functions. The timely functioning of these hormones or the glands are very critical for a normal growth and development. For example, during puberty, the gonads, they produce sex hormone, and these sex hormone control the development of the sex organ and the appearance of the secondary sexual characteristics will happen in boys and girls. For example, consider watering plants. Plants need to get enough water. For what? For the green parts to grow properly. The less water or more water, it affects the growth of the plant. Likewise, the hormones. The imbalance in the function of hormone secreting glands, whether it is secreted less hormone or whether if it secretes more hormone, it causes a hormonal imbalance and it results in growth defect like obesity, behavioral problem or other disease can happen. So, hormone is an important factor that influence the development. Nutrition. Good nutrition is always needed regardless of the age. At any age, you need to intake good nutritious food. The preschool years, specifically the age ranging from 3 to 5, are very influential period to ensure a healthy child development that lasts a lifetime. So care must be taken that a child is getting enough nutrition. Childhood is always the critical period for establishing healthy growth and development, and it includes the physical, emotional, and mental abilities. Quality nutrients are needed for brain development. All the nutrients contribute their roles in brain development, but certain nutrients, they have greater influence during the neonatal and the late fetal time periods. Deficiency of certain nutrients is associated with mood-related emotions like depression and anxiety. Malnutrition includes undernutrition or overnutrition. Both of this play an important role to a child's development with lifelong effect. So, nutrition is another factor that influences the development of a child. And at any age, we must make sure that to take nutritious food. Then, gender. Another factor that contributes to the development or that influence one's development. The sex of the child is a major factor that affects the physical growth and development. Boys and girls, they grow in different ways. So in development, there is a gender difference is seen. Especially nearing the puberty time, there will be the developmental differences are there. The boys tend to be taller and stronger than girls. And the girls tend to be mature faster during the adolescence. At the same time, the boys mature over a longer period of time. The physical structure of the body has also differences. And the temperaments that also have differences, making them show interest in different things. So, in development, there is a gender difference is there. In the physical growth, in the maturity, and in the temperaments. Now let's have a quick recap on what we have learned. The growth and development, it is influenced by several factors. And the major factors are heredity, environment, hormones, nutrition, and gender. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe and share. Thank you and keep smiling.